Hi, Cancer, and welcome to your October 2020 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk about your energy coming in for the incredible, stunning, and high stakes month of October. You have a very new energy coming into this month, and I think that you need to really give it to yourself, like right when you're hearing this reading, right when you're coming into this moment. It's really important to kind of look around and sum up the difference, okay? The difference of your life compared to maybe a year ago, compared to 5 years ago. Seeing how far you've come and seeing how far you've regressed is an essential point of this Libra season for Cancer. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be talking about this because your energy is so welcome. And it's so important for you guys to start welcoming yourself this month because you are really preparing for a sudden difference or a sudden change again. So, what really stands out to me energetically and intuitively about Cancer in October? Before I even get into the tarot messages, I'll kind of talk a little bit about the intuitive side of things. So this is Libra season that we're in, as well as the astrological messages. But yes, this is Libra season that we're in. We have Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto in your opposite sign of Capricorn, and they're stationed and moving direct at the beginning of October. And we also have the full moon in Aries, Mars retrograde in Aries, Eris in Aries. So you are the missing link, Cancer. Something about your energy fills in the entirety of the cardinal cross because Cancerian energy is unrepresented in the transiting planets, which means that it's a T-square, which gives it a much more chaotic and discordant jaunt for most of us. So you will be the person with the best view or the person with the best vantage point, or certainly the most activated vantage point, the most crucial. That's really the best word. There's something crucial about your experiences this month and crucial about the decision-making process that comes up, because I've talked about how Virgo season was a discerning time. It was a, choiceful time. Libra is more the choice made and the action taken. It's no longer a discerning time. Discernment has passed. It's really important as a Cancer to understand that there is not really much more considerations to be made. There's not really many more, back and forth conflict-oriented procedures to go through at this point in time within the mind. Things have kind of set and things are done. And as a Cancer, it's important to know that there's a finality about things. There's an affinity toward decision making with Cancer sometimes, especially during Libra season. So there's a huge load off that you guys can take and a huge new beginning that you can enter. If you can see with these tarot cards having two aces to start out the month. Incredible new beginning, crucial new beginning, but really tough if the sort of mosaic of ideas flashing through your mind are very conflicted with one another, or the choices between the different potentials of people in your life, the different people who are coming in seem incompatible with one another, or you can't have everything, or you've got to limit the amount of something. There's something about limitation really coming in this month, and how you feel like you can't have it all, or there's can't have your cake and eat it too type of thing coming up for your sign, definitely. And the issue of abundance as well, the theme of abundance. How much do I have? What do I have to show for things? With all of this stationary, moving direct Capricorn energy, it's like Cancer is very much wanting a material or tangible representation of their power or their ability. It's like you don't really trust the emotional components anymore, and things are becoming much more material. Or maybe the people in your life are way more earthy now. It feels like there's not so many watery, flimsy people. It feels like people are very stern or very solid in your life, but also unwavering. There's not really much flexibility there. There's not really much unpredictability on one hand, which is wonderful. It's much more stable, which is a great, great stride. But it's also not malleable. There's nothing that you can really do to change these people either. There's no real impact that you can have, or impression that you can make, they're impressed already. Like the people around Cancer right now, this is so important as we're in Libra season, which is the collective seventh house, which deals with other people outside of ourselves. And for Cancer, the need to make an impression, or the need to change somebody, or the need to have many relationships of people, and the focus is always their change or their difference or their transformation. That is no longer going to work and may never work ever again. Certainly not in this type of paradigm where people are getting so much more individually focused. I know this is all kind of complicated for you guys, but it's really important to start to see any pattern where maybe you're always attracting in somebody who wants to change you, or you're always attracting in somebody who wants more than you can give. And it just seems to be the same narrative repeating over and over again. October of 2020 breaks the narrative, okay? It disrupts the pattern, it disrupts the cycle, and gives you a totally new beginning, but you need to prepare for it, and you need to be thankful for it if you could be. Like, this is the best way to take in this energy, because what I can kind of see is like, Cancer is one of those signs that takes a while to adjust to things. It's very customary sign. Like it gets accustomed to things. So you can get kind of accustomed to like a cycle of bad relationships, or a pattern of many difficult people in your life. And all of a sudden this new good person comes in, and it's like, that's not customary to me. So I'm going to bypass it. I'm going to sidestep away from that. And, maybe alone really is the best thing for a lot of Cancers right now too. That is here, Eight of Pentacles, the Strength card, the High Priestess, Queen of Wands, the Aces as well, Page of Cups. These are all alone. It's not like hermit energy, but you guys will probably see really clearly that the influence of others, or your influence on other people, has already generated a weird spider web, and it's just no longer giving to you or giving to anybody. It's like this weird experience of purgatory. So these are deep things, Cancer, and I should probably have put like a disclaimer at the beginning of the reading. Like, I'm going deep with Cancer, and I've known that when I got to this part of the zodiac, I guess this is my, what is it? My 9th reading that I'm recording for October. So yeah, I do 12 every month. It's a lot to undertake, but here we are. 4 years straight. Thank you, Cancer. So it is different for you guys. And I knew it when I was preparing to do this month's reading, because it's Libra season. This is the first month where we have the full T-square, Libra, Capricorn, and Aries represented. And I'm like, oh, gosh, Cancer is really going to have a time with that. And it can be positive. It can really be a progression. It really can be good for you. It can be an incredible new door. It can be an incredible amount of progress, like getting a huge raise, making way more money, making way more impressions on people that you're not so concerned about. There's a distinguishing factor here, because I talked just a second ago about how it's what you're trying to make an impression on somebody. It's like trying to make an impression on a rock or a boulder. It's not going to happen. What can happen, though, is that people that you're not giving the time of day, or people that you are not focused on, that might be where the impression lies, The only people who really are changed by you right now are the ones that you're not very focused on. And there's something to consider about focus, and about what does catch a Cancer's eye, or how a Cancer does choose to end certain situations and begin new ones, and the time span of alone time and being really individually available for the path. Cancer is a sign of solitude. One of your ruling cards is the Hermit. It's really hard for Cancer to feel completely indulged by other people, or just completely, at the behest of others all the time, in a relationship all the time, in, only giving to other people, only mothering other people, only nurturing other people. That's going to become like so visible in Libra season. It's crazy. And it's just not going to, and how it's going to be visible is there, especially if you like with a Taurus or a Capricorn, or even a Virgo, like the earth signs, or perhaps to a lesser degree, the cardinal signs. So, Aries, Libra, or Capricorn, but Capricorns and Taurus especially, it's feeling like if you've got these people in your life and you want to somehow make a change or make a, difference with them, it feels so inanimate. It feels so distant from you. It feels like you have so many better things to do with your time. What an incredible creative month for Cancer. Ace of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Judgment, Strength. You guys finally have like the ability to do that, I don't know, that album or whatever it is you've been wanting to do, or that creative project. It's a great creative time for so many people. It's like the purpose that we have right now collectively is so grand and so immense that it's calling us to really look at that. And that's why it's really hard to be constantly surrounded by other people, constantly dealing with other people, sending so many hours and hours and hours into the void over something that's so solid and so stable and so earthy. Again, you're a water sign, so earthy that there's nothing that you can do to make a change for it. So really focus on what you can change, what you can do, and what you really want out of life, and you will do well, Cancer. Is there anything else I want to talk about before we get into the week to week? Yeah, it's creativity. That's what it is. Creativity, emotional evolution that is conducive to spiritual evolution, which gets all of your issues in order. So in the first week of October, Cancers, you've got Ace of Swords rooted down by Ace of Wands. So this is so beautiful. There's nothing wrong with this at all. It's so great to see that as you guys are in this really strong cardinal cross energy, you realize that there's something totally new here for you. There's something totally uncontextual. There's something totally yours to, sort of trend or create. It's a great energy to start a business, or a great energy to create a new product or create a new project, or also manifest a new relationship that is possible, especially if you've been on your own for a while or have given yourself the proper time to cope from anything from the past. Just keep your mind really clear. Ace of Swords is about a new type of mentality. It's about thinking differently about things. It's about, no longer having or being haunted by old mental processes or old undone things. It's like a mental rejuvenation, logical rejuvenation. Ace of Wands then is about a new sense of purpose, or a new plan, or a new project, or something that gives you drive and gives you some kind of desire. So this is very much focus meets desire. Focus meets creative capacity. So great to get some progress on a project or something. Week number 2, you guys have Queen of Wands rooted down by Page of Cups. So it's all about other people in the second week of October. And this tends to always be the story, is that right when you get that new momentum going, other people realize that your vibration has changed. So they kind of really gather round to witness what's going on. And there could be a lesson there, or a test there about will you really shift to their vibration, or will you continue on your own? There's no right or wrong answer, really. I'm feeling like family members, or, distant relatives of some kind, perhaps in the second week of October. Perhaps they're inspiring people. Perhaps they can help. But do you have time for it? Do you have time for all of these new experiences? You'll move into the third week with the High Priestess rooted down by Eight of Pentacles, with a new spiritual connection with your work, with what you're forging. Okay, so I look at Eight of Pentacles in a few different ways. This can be like self-employment. This can be projects, just hobbies for fun. This can be, just artistic endeavors, or it can really be like forging your destiny, or really taking, getting your own experience in your own two hands, taking back that control. And the High Priestess with that is really beautiful, because this becomes a spiritual experience. And that's why I'm kind of thinking this is more to do with your own individual sense of control over your life, more so than like a hobby or being self-employed. I mean, those things could be indicated, but with the High Priestess, it really says this is much more of a spiritual experience. So you guys are going to really take another look in the third week when we hit Scorpio season. That's an interesting time for Cancers, fellow water sign, and a very it's still too early for me to talk too much about Scorpio season. I'm not feeling it too strongly yet, but there's something interesting there for sure for everyone. With the High Priestess, it's like, whoa, suddenly you're not worried about the ideas of others, gossip. So shallow things, the facial expressions of others who are standing 20 feet away from you. These things that have no place in your karmic situations, for the most part, not to get Eight of Pentacles with, that's going to really get clear. So you're going to really know what you want to focus on, what you don't want to focus on. This to me also really looks like, it's not about controlling your own mind or controlling your thoughts, but in a nutshell, that's kind of the direction that we're in there too. Where it's like, can you have the strength, and just to move into the fourth week, can you have the strength and the judgment to understand what thoughts and what focus in what area has what effect on like a long running aspect of your life? Can you be strong enough to not give certain people the time of day, especially these people that you have like no context with, like the gossip oriented things? Can you be strong enough to focus on other things? Because it's sad to see, so many decades pass by with no progress on the things that you might consider so important, but a lot of thought given daily to things that are insignificant. So there's a huge change in significance for Cancer's internal environment. And this is so positive. This is so good, because it's like you now have just a different idea of what you want to invest your time into, of what you want to put your blood, sweat, and tears into, of what you want to wield in life, what you want to hold, really up for redoing. And with Judgment, that's all about transformation. That's about waking up. That's about like a wake-up call, reality check, transformation. Dealing with how much energy you place into things and what you choose to place energy into. Very pivotal, very crucial for Cancer in the month of October. And I feel you guys should make the perfect decision. You're lucky, you're capable, you're strong, you're making progress. Watch out for putting too much attention in other people. Watch out for thinking too much about things that have no need to be taking up so much of your time. Watch out for time waste. That to me feels like the biggest potential problem, is like a time sink or something that just makes this opportunistic time of new beginnings pass you by. So that's the worst case scenario, but within that, that's not that bad. I mean, there's way worse case scenarios to have, but it's going to be really hard for you to do that too. It's going to be really hard for you to let this time pass you by. You're really going to be tempted at every moment to engage these Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands moments. So anyway, Cancer, thank you so much for being here. I love you guys so much. Love my Cancer team. Be sure to comment below. My notification squad people, my Cancer people, lining up, waiting to hear this reading. Let me know below. And I just treasure you guys so much. And like this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I am going to put together an extended reading over on Patreon, which I will link in the center of the video now. It's a great way to support the channel. You get all the readings, all the extended readings, early, ad-free, weekly tea chats. I forecast the week ahead. It's like crazy how much I get up to over there. So check that out. I'll link it below in the center of the screen now. And let's jump over there for your extended reading. Thank you so much, Cancers. Talk to you later. Bye.